Do you not think it's a bit far away?
Oh yeah, got it. Action!
It's the summer holidays. I've got to look after my kids, but I also want to make a YouTube video. We're going to make a back to school episode.
That's good.
I hope so.
This was really good.
These are last year's school clothes. They're stained, ripped and worn. With the help of my boys, we're going to try and make them respectable for the start of the new term.
Okay, are your gloves on?
Is that a chemical?
It is a chemical. Do you want to put the chemicals in?
We're starting with off-brand oxy powder, diluted with hot water, a squeeze of liquid detergent and bubble mixture.
Get cloth, get cloth, get cloth.
Make sure your work surface is impervious to bleach.
Put this one in. Oh, that's very hot. Don't touch the water.
Found the cat syringe.
Excellent.
Dad, why did you need a syringe?
More science.
I don't trust these chemicals not to bleach the colours out of the precious embroidered polo shirts. So I'm going to test our concoction on this patch to see how it will react, while we continue to soak the whites.
This is like George's Marvellous Medicine at this point. We've got to now leave it for an hour.
While that soaks, let's try and fix these rips. I can't send the kids to school with my usual visible mends, so I'm going to try something new. Darning. To strengthen the area, first I'll add a patch of fusible lining to the inside. And I get to pull out my rarely used embroidery hoops.
Hey kids, let's put away this lame Gundam kit and do darning!
As I understand it, darning is weaving new threads into a worn garment. I start by running parallel lines in one direction. And to my surprise, my youngest started to take an interest.
In here. Okay, and then bring it out on the other side of the thread. Just doing what I'm doing.
Oh, easy.
It is easy, yeah.
That didn't.
You just got to go under some of the threads and pull it tight, right, and then put it in and put it out. Don't worry too much about being perfect.
Can I do this one?
Yeah? And then come back out again. There you go, and then pull it through.
Yeah.
Yeah, pull it tight. Not too tight, because your tail.
I continue to weave in and out between the parallel lines, picking up the original fabric of the trousers as I go. And I'm literally beaming watching my kid do what is ultimately a terrible job. But mine isn't much better.
Go wash your hands, please.
The whites have been soaking long enough.
Because I'm worried that the chemicals might do you harm. I'm pretty sure the internet's worried that the chemicals will do you harm.
And looking at the patch, I'm not expecting great results. They're still very grey. I give them a thorough rinse and send them off to the machine, adding all the bicarbonate of soda I have.
3 hours later.
Ooh, that worked a treat.
No stains, no pains.
At this point, my wife, ever so practical, had to step in and hurry things along. We took inventory to see what was missing, and this is the real point. What I'm doing isn't practical. It's an indulgence, a nice thing to do with my kids in an effort to keep the TV off. In reality, we were lucky to receive hand-me-downs from friends. We bought second-hand where possible, and ultimately bought fast fashion when we had to. You can't send your kids to school in rags. And if you are struggling with this, reach out to the school. In my experience, they will help. But I did manage to save one pair of trousers from the bin.
Hello, my name's Foxy, and this here is Steggo, good friend of mine.
We're friends.
Friends? Oh, friends hang out together, they go on nice little adventures, do nice things. That's what friends do, they look after each other. They don't eat each other.
Each other. Oh,
Before I get savaged to death by a giant herbivore, I would like you to click the subscribe button. Please, because I don't think I'm going to survive the day. Oh. Do you know what? It would make more sense thematically if you were doing the ad read and I was being the apex predator and going, no? Alright then.
I'm going to turn these into shorts. Turned inside out, I lay on a pair of well-fitting shorts and mark the length. I add double my usual seam allowance for hem and cut the two legs at the same time. Still inside out, I press the raw edge over twice, making sure that both lengths are the same. I do this by pulling on both ends of the side seam. I don't have a blind hem foot, so I'm just going to run 2 lines of top stitching with a matching thread, although this wouldn't take long with an invisible hand stitch. And I have one more pair of shorts to add to the rails.
I'm sorry that there's no hero shots at the end of this film, for obvious reasons. Reality is, you probably know all of this stuff. It's not a great mystery that you can whiten shirts. But I hope it gave you some encouragement. You know, if you've got the time, you've got the capacity to do some simple mends, even if all of my advice was a bit obvious or poorly executed. I am obviously not a great darner, but I had fun doing it, and I managed to sneak the one that I worked on into the sort of emergency clothes pile. They'll get worn, just definitely not on the first day. I am really happy how these shorts turned out. Probably should have done a blind hem stitch. I wish I could have done like big visible mends, but it just didn't seem appropriate for primary school. If you've got secondary school kids, or you are a secondary school kid yourselves, go with visible mendings. The brighter the better. Make your uniform your own. They can't really come back at you if you said, well, I had to repair my clothes. You got an issue with that? It's a good way of making a statement, isn't it? Check out what resources you have in your local area. We shout out to Apparel Exchange because most of the clothes that we got came from them this year. But yeah, I have now got 2 children's worth of school clothes to iron every week. So that's fun. Shall we just do other business? Because I don't have my usual faults to talk about. What's coming up next on the channel? Hobby Cave is mostly done. It should be out fairly soon. Following that, I'm having to fix the Warboy bag, which led to a fairly interesting afternoon running around with this thing. Subscribe so you don't miss out on that. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching. It is greatly appreciated, especially getting to this point in the video. I'm going to get on and do all the ironing. Are there any more clippy ones?